about 30 minutes to spare before I have to check out. Jen and Lisa have left. These are 2 more items that I got from at abandoned camp. The first one is this large rug there to go outside to protect the solar panels when they're laying on the ground, on the rocky ground. But this is a wetsuit. If I'm stopped on the back of the road and the snow and the rain, if it's muddy, if I'm slid around, I have an entire rain suit at the ready. A little bit of mending. If there's no rips or tears, I have to replace the suspenders. But kind of, since I probably won't need it, I'm not going to buy it because it's like for a future thing. Because there's so many important things to buy. And that's it, kindred spirits. Here we go. Can I come out? I'm sorry, love. You can't. We got to do some work here. So that's the big rug rolled up, but it'll drain out of the back of the van. Very important to try to keep the water out. All the throw rugs, of course, sopping wet I did. You saw I did what I could to get as much water out. But they're all safely draining into a collapsible bucket and a collapsible watering can back there. This is my rain suit. It's mostly dry, but I'll set that out. 10 minutes left for checkout. I think I'm getting better at this. On my tribe. If you're someone who enjoys doing laundry, who appreciates the opportunity to be present in the moment, the scents, the smells, the vibrations, a lot to be experienced. If you're someone who'd rather go out and buy another pack of underwear rather than go to the laundromat, I totally honor that for sure. And since you're here, I invite you just to watch anyway. Because you can always go back to the way it's always been done. Even though it makes it a little cumbersome to get from the front seat to back here, this is my newest occasional table / washing machine. So here's the behind the scenes. I've got it tied together with a bungee cord. The hose is right there. I have this rag in there just in case, because when it drains, it drains. And just as important as the washing machine itself is how am I going to store it? Cords are a bugaboo here, and I found these 4 on Amazon. I have one left over. Washing machine, my air fryer, and my induction burner. Let's dig into this. You have your cover right on top. It kind of contains splashes, I guess. And then inside is where the magic happens. I love this because I can both wash and spin dry. And both of the capabilities of this little machine so far has worked splendidly. Although it's cute as a button and seems pretty sturdy. It isn't the laundry machine in your house or even in a laundromat, and it must be cared for accordingly. Number 1, don't stuff the clothes in here. And we'll see if that helps the longevity of this washing machine, because we're going to be in this together. And it is now April 2023. As I briefly mentioned earlier, and I'm bringing it up again because it really is important to avoid water disasters. See that little hook? When you're washing, make sure it goes right there so the water won't go out. This other end of the hose is going to go into the collapsible bucket. I'm sure you've noticed the wind out there. I've got a rock in there. That is a 2-gallon bucket, or 2.5-gallon bucket, and the washing machine takes 2 gallons of water. And when you do have a water disaster, because maybe we all have to have at least 1 or 2 or 3, just laugh and clean it up and start over.
When I think about yesterday,
It is really windy outside, And we're persevering because it is a beautiful day temperature-wise. And I guess I'm just getting used to just being with the elements. The laundry is done. This first cycle is done. And next is rinsing out. When I had unlimited water at my... Oops. This segment brought to you after 4:20 in the afternoon. And while Imogene is slurping away at her liquid dinner, which seems to be really helping her to not only survive, but thrive. Where were we? Oh, I thought I'd clean up a little bit. We're at the rinse cycle. When I had unlimited amounts of time that I could rinse the clothes, I lost count of how many times I kept refilling it with clean water and refilling it with clean water. I'm going to guesstimate that it was probably no more than 10 2-gallon loads. And maybe about the 7th or 8th time I put a cup of white vinegar in there. And then the rest of the time, just again, rinse with clear water, rinse with clear water, rinse with clean water. And finally, there was still a little bit of soap in it, but enough that I started feeling like I was going to start wasting water. And then they just dried on the line, and they came out almost as soft as if I first bought it at the store. This is going to be an interesting journey. Oh, my campmate is coming to see if I'm done with the day. And we're not quite at the rinse cycle, but I'm going to get it done. And I got a couple more loads to do tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Come on in. Just finishing up. There's the rinse. And I like that there's not a lot of suds in there, but that's mainly because it sat for a really long time. If I just agitate the water even a little bit, see how much soap that is? Then half the towels in here were in that first load where they were rinsed. So that's how much soap is in our clothes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out and I'm going to stick them in this little cute little collapsible bucket whose purpose I will show you later on. And then I'm going to do another load of rags in the same water because there's soap in it. And the soap is, cutting through the dirt. We're ready to let the rinse water out. One last look at this dirty, 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 dirty water before it is dispersed, sprinkled over the earth from whence it came. All the detergent that I have used for the past 15 years have been biodegradable. Very important. Also, the first time I ever tried doing this, I didn't put the hose under a rock. Take my word for it, especially on a cold day. You don't want water spraying around like one of those water snakes that you attached to the end of your hose when you were a kid. Brrr. It's warm, but there's still snow on them there mountains.
When I think about yesterday, my oh my, my oh my, a kiss and so I did.
fills it. Now let's look and see the residue inside. Ooh, yuck. This is lint, and the rest of that is just surface. One thing I really like about this is that it's so simple. If anything gets clogged up like lint or anything in here, I'm going to know it. What I'm doing to sprinkle it out in the desert is to put it in this collapsible watering can where there's a little sprinkler at the end. And now I'm going to have to take something with me to put the lint in. But it's not that I necessarily think that it's not biodegradable. The threads from the material that I'm washing, I think I'm going to look into that though. If I left that, would it help the wildlife or would it harm them? I don't want to just presume that I know the answer to that. At the dimming of the day yesterday, I had every intention to wake up this morning and do a second load so I could show you the rinse cycle. And it's still windy. And I really want to stay put here for as long as I can, over a week. That means water is into play. And ultimately, I decided that it's not about the machine per se. It's about the chore and the mindfulness that we bring to it. Talk about select a size paper towels. These are all different kinds of sizes, from full-size hand towels and washcloths, microfiber towels cut in half, all different uses. And last but certainly not least, these two that have mopped up so many messes and always come clean for me. Always shedding its threads though. And that's a mindfulness practice at the end of these chores, to sit out and look out and trim the threads. I'm feeling really good about my rag stock. That pile there, I think, lasted me probably close to 2 weeks. And I didn't run it down to stems and seeds. Well, I guess it was getting close. This is how many rags I had left before yesterday. And until next time, we're always together. And sometimes we meet.